Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. Today we are going to take a look at how to make this fantastic nativity glitter card. This is part of our virtual open house. It's one of our make and take projects. However, if you don't have a virtual open house kit, you are still going to be able to follow along with this video and make this card at home. I will be listing all of the instructions as well as all of the materials. So if you want to purchase any of the individual pieces, just check out the description. You'll see some links for how you can get all of these materials to make this card at home. So I'll start off by just talking a little bit about what is included in the virtual open house kit. So for those of you who ordered a kit, it's going to be a bag that looks like this. And I've actually already taken our main piece out, which is of course our Nellie's Choice stamp. This is the Nativity stamp. And as you can see, there's actually a really great collection from Nellie's Choice of these stamps as well. Everybody who ordered a kit is going to get one of these. And of course, anyone who didn't order a kit, you will be able to find a link to this stamp in the description of the video. So be sure to check that out. These are really great stamps, a really great price if you want to purchase that individually. Other items included in the kit, I'm just going to set this aside because I do have an open one over here. So you have a piece of cardstock. This is going to be obviously the base of your card. Just set the card aside here. So you're also going to have a black circle. And there's nothing stamped on the circle yet. We're going to be stamping our image onto this. You will also have a circle cut from silver mirror cardstock. This is from Joy Crafts. Now these were cut using a multi-frame die from Nellie's Choice. So you get that really perfect centered look. You're also going to get some glitter from Glitter Ritz included in your kit. In your additional supplies portion of the kit, there will be some foam tabs for you to use. You'll also have some double-sided sticky stickers. Now, these were designed specifically for the kits, so everyone who purchased a kit, you're going to get 4 corners. If you order this separately on our website, you'll actually get 16 corners. So the ones that you order online, you actually get a little bit more out of those. So, oh, and sorry, you will also get a sheet of stickers. So if you look in the additional supplies section, the one that has your foam tabs, you have a sheet of stickers. It's some gold borders, and you can actually choose which one you want to use for this card. I really like just the straight, simple sticker, but we're going to come to that part a little bit later anyways, so you can make your decision at that time. So we're just going to set this aside, and we'll get started on making the card. So I would like to start with the stamping because that is the most challenging part, although it's actually very easy. I've done it several times, and this was kind of a newer technique for me. So I am going to use just an acrylic block for this. Everybody has their preference on how they like to use their clear stamps. But I find that because we're stamping onto such a small surface, the acrylic block works really well. You have to be a little careful to make sure it's lined up the way you want it to be, but there isn't really a lot of extra space for using magnets, so it's not a great choice for your stamping platforms, although I leave that to you if you have a preferred method. The other item that we're going to be using today is flake and glitter glue. Now, I'm using Cosmic Shimmer Flake and Glitter Glue. This is our preferred glue at Ecstasy Crafts. It's really great. It doesn't dry until the glitter has been adhered. So that means that you can work with it, you can stamp with it, you have a little bit of extra time. So you want to be using something specifically designed for flake and glitter. You know, your fast drying glues, they might work, but it's probably going to be a little bit more challenging to get an even coverage with this particular technique. You're also going to need some way to apply your glue. Now, I'm just using a simple sponge. They come in a 6-pack from Creative Expressions, and I'll link to this as well in the description. If you have a different applicator, that works fine as well. Actually, the first time that I made this card, I made it with a mixed media roller. So it's also an option. You can kind of roll out some glue onto your craft mat and then roll it nice and evenly over your stamp. Whatever method you prefer. But I think that using the sponge is probably the easiest way to go about it. So I'm going to set our piece of paper aside here. Now this is just a blank piece of paper. You can use any kind of scrap. This is just going to be for making sure that we don't get glitter everywhere. So we have our stamp, we have our circle, and we have our flake and glitter glue. So I'm just going to put some flake and glitter glue on my mat here. This is just a blending mat, just something to protect my surface. You know, I'm working from my table, so I don't want to destroy it. And we're just going to pick that up with the sponge and we're going to spread it nice and evenly. I like to tap it on to the stamp. There, I might even add a little bit more. Just want to make sure you're going in nice and light, but that you're covering everything. So you want to make sure you get all those nice little stars in the background. Get all the way around that outer circle. And just lay that out. Okay. So this is really the moment of truth. This is where it's great to have your clear acrylic block. You're going to line up your stamp. And here we go. And just apply some pressure. Make sure it's nice and even. Oh, I had already stamped on the back of this piece. You're just going to pull that back and you'll see your stamped image. Like I said, this is not a fast drying glue, so you're okay. You don't need to rush into getting the glitter on there. You can kind of see how it turns a little blue. And that's what we want. We want that blue color because that is showing us that it's dried a little bit. We want it to dry a little so it just becomes tacky. And it's going to give us the right texture for our glitter. So we're just going to grab our piece of paper now. Like I said, any scrap is going to do. This is just going to keep your work surface clean. It's going to keep you from wasting any glitter. And we've got our little pack of glitter. You may find it easier to dump this ahead of time into a little bowl. I find it simple to kind of work with the little baggie. It's whatever you prefer, whatever's cleaner for you. And we're just going to cover the surface of the stamp. Be liberal with it because we're going to be able to use this scrap piece of paper to just slide the extra glitter back into the baggie. So we're not going to lose out on anything. So we're just going to give that a moment. The flake and glitter glue is going to dry now that we have some glitter on top of it. So this is actually a really great time for you to go wash your stamp. If you're using Cosmic Shimmer Flake and Glitter Glue, it's water soluble. It's not going to damage your stamp, but it's just a good practice to clean it off there. It is, you know, kind of tacky and gross. So you want to keep your stamps in good shape and just go give that a good cleanup. So we're just going to pause the video now and you can take a moment. Go clean your stamp. Okay, so we're back. Okay, so we're back. Our stamps are clean, and now we are going to just take a look at the beautiful effect here. So just make sure you're dumping your glitter off onto your piece of paper. If you have a little brush, that's great, but your flake and glitter glue should be nice and dry. You know, it's safe to brush it just gently. You won't lose any of your glitter. And you can see you have a really beautiful, detailed, stamped image. That gorgeous nativity scene that looks great on the black. So I'm gonna set this piece aside now. And let's just tidy up our glitter. Just shake that up. Takes a little bit of coordination. And I'm going to pop it back into the bag, or you can add it to whatever container you're using. Okay. All right. Oop. Didn't quite get it all here. Here we go. All right. That's great. So now we're ready to start looking at the actual assembly for the card. So I'm just going to set aside my craft mat here and wash that off as well. Okay, so we're just working with our card now. We have, if you purchase the kit, every kit comes with a nice piece of black cardstock. This is the base of your card. This is 5 inches by 10 inches. So if you didn't purchase a kit, of course you can use any black cardstock. You want to use something that's a little heavyweight because it is the full base of the card. But other than that, it's your choice. We have some great Linda Chapman's Creative World of Crafts. She has these cascade folios, and they're actually just sets of colored cardstock with a colored core. If you're looking for a really great high quality cardstock to work with, I definitely recommend those, and I will link to those in the description as well. So what we're going to do to form the base of our card is we just want to score this because it is 10 inches long and we want a 5 by 5 card. We're going to score at 2.5 inches and 2.5 inches. So I'm just going to grab a scoring tool. If you like to live dangerously, you can just dive in and do it by hand. But I like to be precise. So I'm just going to grab my scoring tool here and come in at 2.5 inches. There we go. I'll do the other side as well. At 2.5 inches. Okay. And that gives us the base of our card. Okay. All right, so there's our card. It's coming along. So the next piece that we get to work with that's really fun, we have these double-sided stickers. And they're corner stickers, adhesive on both sides, of course, double-sided, right? And we're going to be applying these to the card corners, and then we're just going to be adding glitter to them and shaking them off, just like we did with the stamped image. So I'm going to bring my piece of paper back here. Okay, and I'm going to just pull up the top sheet. Now, you're probably going to want to work with something like this, a pokey tool, some tweezers, because these are very sticky. So it's much easier to work with them if you have a nice precision tool like this to work with. So just give me a moment. You have to be careful. You just want to grab the sticker and not the dig into the paper like I'm doing here. I'm just going to use my finger to help me out. All right. And we'll just cover up the rest of the pieces. Okay. I'm going to get this back on my... Okay. It doesn't want to go on my pokey tool, so I'm going to use my fingers after all. And you're just going to want to apply this to your corner. Give yourself a little bit of breathing room, not too much. There we go. Lay it down. Use your pokey tool to just lay that out nicely. Now you can lay down all 4 corners if you like right away, or you could do them individually. it's really whatever works for you. Just be careful, you know, if you're gonna lay down all four, don't touch them. You don't want them to lose their tackiness, even though they are really strong, as you can tell just as I'm pulling them up. Let me grab this next one here, get it started. Do that with my fingers again. These actually come in a wide variety of styles as well. There are corners, there are borders, there are images as well, some really fun Christmas designs. So I definitely recommend taking a look at that on our website. So just lay down our corner. Okay. And as you can see, you know, I know sometimes it's dangerous to be lifting delicate things like this, right? You know, when you're working with delicate stickers, you know, you run into danger of tearing. These are actually a really high quality sticker. They're very thick. They're really durable, so you don't have to worry too much about tearing them. They're really, really nice to work with. I'll just lay that out. This corner here. And you do have a moment, you know, if you lay it down and it's not quite flat, not quite in the right position, you can lift it up again, just to straighten it out. So, got a moment to work with, and we'll do our last sticker. Corner here. Pick that guy up. Okay. And we're gonna lay him down. This is where the pokey tool does come in handy. You're working with your fingers, it's easy to lay the sticker down incorrectly. It's nice to have a nice sharp edge. Okay, so I've got my four corners on. Same technique as we used for the stamp. I'm just gonna cover the corners in glitter. Be really liberal. Don't be scared to use a lot of glitter. Not gonna waste it. We're just gonna be able to tuck it right back in the bag. Everyone who received a kit should have more than enough included in the kit to do everything. So you'll have some extra. You'll be able to make more cards with it. If you have a little brush, you brush off the excess. You could do it at the end. But as you can see, you have a beautiful glitter effect, and now it matches your stamped image, which is just gorgeous. You could do this in any color. That's the beauty of these double-sided stickers. I mean, you can work with them with glitter, you can work with them with flakes, and you're gonna get the exact color that you want, so you can kind of match up elements. Everything's gonna look like part of a whole. So it's really nice to be able to customize in that way. All right, so I'm just gonna clean up my glitter again. There we go. Slide this back into the pouch. And we'll just set this aside so that we can finish up with our card. Okay, oh, there we go. Card is looking great. So our next step is going to be our gold sticker. And as I said, everybody should have just a sticker sheet included with their kit. If you're looking for this specific nice simple border on our website, I will link to this sticker sheet as well. You get several stickers on a sheet, and you could choose the one that you want to use. Like I said, I really like this very simple straight line, but you might like to use one of the other designs, so you can get a little creative with it as well. So we are just going to take a quick pause here while we get our sticker sheet ready. Okay, so we are back, and this is the sticker sheet that you should expect to receive in your virtual open house kit. It's a star form sticker sheet. It may or may not be in this plastic packaging, and this is number 841. It comes in a range of colors as well. As you can see, today we are using the gold, but you can see there are lots of little borders there for you to use. We've got the straight lines that I like using on the card, some kind of dotted chain style borders, as well as these wavy ones here. So you can kind of choose the one that you like. I'm going to stick with my original design, which was the straight line. So we're just going to grab a sticker off of here. And these stickers have a really nice feel to them. They're nice and thin, which is great. Just careful not to tear my sticker sheet. Okay, so what you want to do is you just want to lay your sticker down halfway across. Now if you're really particular, you can measure and make sure that you get exactly the halfway point. Again, I like to live dangerously, so I am just going to eyeball that. Grab a pair of scissors here and just trim off the end. These are repositionable as well, which is great. So if you lay it down and it's crooked, you actually have, you know, a couple seconds to get in there and fix it. Trim it a little shorter if you like. I'm just gonna lay this down here so that it's lined up. We'll go across this side of the card, lay that down, and we have a nice straight line. You can even kind of tear them. That sometimes works too. See, that turns out really nicely. And then, of course, you don't want to waste your stickers, so you can actually just place this guy right back on the sticker sheet. You'll be ready for another project where you need a nice short border. Okay, so our card is almost finished. Now all we have to do is just add on our topper. So we have our stamped piece as well as the mirrored cardstock. Now you can use glue or double-sided tape. I have used this double-sided tape. It's Be Creative double-sided tape, and of course I'll link to that in the description as well. And you just want to attach your stamped piece to the center of your mirrored cardstock. Try and line that up. Okay. All right, now all that's left is to put it all together. So we're actually going to do that with foam tabs instead of tape, just to let your centerpiece stand up a little. It gives it a little bit of extra dimension, which I think looks really nice. So in your additional product section of your virtual open house kit, you'll also have a pack of foam tabs. These are great because they're adhesive on both sides, and they actually come in black. So these are 1 millimeter thick, a really, really subtle effect. They come in black, which is great for when you're working with darker projects so that your foam tabs don't stick out. And what we're going to do is we're only going to put it on the left side because we only want to attach to this side of the card, and we want to leave this side of the card free. So you can see there are 400 foam tabs on there, so more than you'll need to make this card. And we just want to Get our pokey tool here. Lift these guys up. It's always hard when you're using a new sheet. Just want to make sure I'm on the correct side. Put these over here. I'm just going to lay down a few of them. You know, I want it to stick, but we don't have to go too crazy and use all 400 on this card. We'll just get a nice base. Careful not to go over that center line because you don't want anything sticking to the other side of the card. And just peel the backs off. Perfect. All right, and last step, we are just going to try and line this up as nicely as possible in the center of your card. There we go, and apply a little pressure. Oh, see, I went a little too far with this foam tab. It's kind of come over our center point. So thankfully, they are also a little repositionable. Just want to make sure that none of the sticky parts are overlapping. And there you go, you have a finished card, a really beautiful, simple card with a nice traditional scene. Like I said, you can customize this with your own colors. And of course, on the inside, you have lots of space here for a nice verse or to write your personalized message. You know, you can use a die to maybe cut out some white so that you have an area to stamp or to write into. And it's just a lovely, lovely, simple card. Not a ton of supplies either, which makes it a really economical card, which is always great for Christmas when we're making a lot. So I hope you really enjoyed this. And if you're looking for written instructions for this card, you can visit our blog. The link will be in the description. We're at blog.ecstasycrafts.com. Thank you so much for joining me for this nativity card, and have a great day.